swerving. If a nigga try to holler, she gon' curve him. We came from under rugs like a Persian. We been staying in our lane, ain't no merging. Wrap a nigga like a motherfucking turban. Yeah, these niggas all square like Irvin. Yeah, we grew up in the hood, no Suburbans. If I say I need my money, then it's urgent. Yeah, they want me to quit. Yeah, they want me to shift. But as long as I'm alive, we gon' keep on making hits. While they steady shooting bricks, man, it's lit. Yeah, it's lit. Me and Dale back to back, and yeah, I'm dishing the assist. Yeah, they talk a lot of shit, but we really with the shits. Lame ass niggas always gonna be reaching for they hit. Smoke a nigga like a clip. They can never catch me slipping. Every time your girl around, she be watch the way I'm dripping.
Try your luck, test me in again, we let it ring. Please don't start us up. Got that black and white, that yin and yang. Mr. Officer, please don't search us, we don't got a thing. Tell her park it up, then that ass be poking out them jeans. I've been sparking up like the fireworks. I keep the flame. Heard you barking up. This the wrong tree, I got the strings. Yeah, I'm charging up. They can't keep up, got them looking drained. Now they walking up, trying to put the face to the name. I'm in flex mode with the best though. That's a major key, that's a chess move. I'm your favorite G, I think it's best. Yo. Stop with all the grilling, I'm on jet fuel. Taking off, clear the runway, now they cannot clip my wings. Yeah, they soft, they ain't homie, they ain't even on the scene. Play it smart, they don't know me, they just know what they see. What it costs to get flea, but this style ain't free. This that swag, this that splash. One wrong move, that's your ass. Do the dash, keep a stash, just in case they tryna flash. Never lag, we don't slack, tell her eyes running back. I don't brag, I'm relaxed, I'm not into all of that, yeah. It's really just the fam and my dogs. I just gotta make a call. I ain't into all that chatting, not at all. Yeah, I put that on the squad. We been out here going hard. We on deck, please don't make 'em. Go and try your luck, test me in again, we let it ring. Please don't start us up. Got that black and white, that yin and yang. Mr. Officer, please don't search us, we don't got a thing. Tell her park it up, then that ass be poking out them jeans. I've been sparking up like the fireworks. I keep the flame. Heard you barking up. This the wrong tree, I got the strings. Yeah, I'm charging up. They can't keep up, got them looking drained. Now they walking up, trying to put the face to the name.
Hey, Bill, I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'ma flick up. Bill, I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city and return with my change up. They got amnesia, don't remember how they played us. They wanna knock me down, but somehow I just stay up.
Look, straight from the mud like Ruby. Straight to the stage, they love me. I understand they hungry, but please don't hate, that's ugly. I've been sliding, shaking, moving. I've been popping in my city. Shawty say she love the way we do it with me. I be too turned up to ever give a fuck. I ain't come to argue, let a nigga fuck. They been talking pennies, I need bigger bucks. About to catch a flight, I need to switch it up. Got that black boy joy, might do my dance on him. Take no disrespect, might put my hands on him. Hit this chicken, now she wanna marry me. But she gon' need some closure and some therapy. Came back to the city with my bank account on F. Giving rappers hell, I know they happy that I left. Hit the south in winter, I just put down my deposit. 82 degrees, I left that jacket in my closet.
Bill, I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'ma flick up. Bill, I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city and return with my change up. They got amnesia, don't remember how they played us. They wanna knock me down, but somehow I just stay up.
Hey, came in with the what's that? Left out with the who she. Laying game like 2D. I been kicking shit like Bruce Lee. Margarita to the brim tip. Black denim need a slim fit. Same people that I flex with be the ones that I'm in the gym with. I'm a living legend, you a dead cause, and I'm dead ass. No, I'm dead, right? Leaving early, but I'm here night. Long and short to keep the head right. Teed up out in Malibu, got sand all in my good shoes. Press a nigga with the pessimism, but I only came for the good news. I am the show that they came for. Hitting the target I aim
Hit the like button.
We've been discussing the contract, just telling they get what they paid for. I am not
Come on.
poverty. Really, it started to bother me. I need the yacht with the property. They come with the view that you gotta see. Came up from the
Likes
basement,
up,
hit the
likes
rooftop with a
up,
passion.
likes up.
Bad bitch with some good credit and a good sense for the fashion. Dope blowing with the left hand, ass gripping with the right hand. Uber share to the airport, I'ma hit you back when my flight
Bill, I'm in
land.
the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that say stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'ma flick up. Bill, I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city and return with my change up. They got amnesia, don't remember how they played us. They wanna knock me down, but somehow I just stay up.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I'm a PhD.
Yes. I cannot say what's wrong or right.
Welcome back. Let's get it coming.
Cause I'm addicted to the good life.
Yes.
Yeah. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say.
In the chat room, you know how we do it.
I follow to the edge
Hey.
of it all.
City,
To the edge of it all.
gender. Let's get it. Come on.
Cause I'll find no matter what. Yeah. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies.
Tonight we're having a 2020 Red Bull.
So tell you goodbye.
Great year for Red Bull.
Cause I'll find no
Great year, great year, great year.
susceptible now. Before the moment flies. It's not a problem.
She said I'm a female in the
Know
danger
what I'm
zone.
getting into.
Hot lips. What's good, baby baba?
Nothing can stop me. Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way. I follow.
Oh, we gon' get it tonight. You gonna see a lot of this in here.
I follow
We,
to the edge of
yeah. The cast of characters is back. Ah. Oh damn! And I'ma be slapping the schmidt out of. You should have took advantage of this. Me out. It ain't my fault. 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 Da-da. Woo! Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Your Godfather rounding the week out on a strong note. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing, Tanya Taylor? What? Oklahoma? We might know some of the same peoples. Did you go to OU? If you did, hey, you'll know I've been the same for a minute. All right. So we are back. We are back for the weekend, for the last show of the week. If you don't know, we've been on a tear here lately. And all I ask is that you keep it classy in the chat room, man. Keep it classy in the chat room. Oh, keep it classy in the chat room. That's what I need for you to do. More than anything else. Welcome. Shout out to the CIA, those confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. One love to the FBI, the feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies out there. How are we doing tonight? How are we? Why? Oh, David Johnson. David Johnson be coming through YouTube swinging swords and chopping necks, man, hurting people's feelings. on that grown damn man stuff. So here's what we're going to talk about tonight. We are going to talk about the fact that I did not start it, but high value is really been thrown on into the lexicon. But before we get into it, hold on.
I am the king and will not be. I am the king and will not be the king and will not.
Ike is the only person that has his own song on my show. Why? Because the brother supports well. And I think it's a dope song. I want to hear that again. That shit's dope.
I am the king and will not be. I am the king and will not be the king and will not.
All right, high value man. That's been thrust into the lexicon by me apparently, and I'll own it. I'll own it. I did not make up high value. High value has been with us for eons. We know what this stuff means. But for those of you who are unfamiliar, I will go ahead and give you a high-level crash course. High value simply means man has money for a certain length of time, 3 to 5 years. He's accepted by other high-value men. He has an extensive network of high-value men contacts. He is visible in the area or in the society he's moving around, and he is useful. He is useful to the group. And that jacks a lot of dudes up because a lot of guys can make money for the length of time, and they even may look like a lot of high value men, but it's that network piece and the utility to the group. The utility that screws a lot of folks up because a lot of people want to be loners. I don't know about you, but I come from a background in corporate America, white collar, business to business sales. I've loved this stuff. Movie Glengarry Glen Ross, Wall Street. Those are things I really grew up on in their love child movie, The Boiler Room. But I will say, over the last week, I have been really vibing, looking at some of the stuff from 2007, 2008. Too Big to Fail, Margin Call, The Big Short. And what I realized is when I'm talking about high value men, you got men in these rooms that were making decisions that would determine the course of an entire global economy. You know what? The man at the head of the table in Margin Call was played by an actor by the name of Jeremy Irons. Jeremy Irons said, I need you to talk to me like you would talk to a child or a golden retriever. I tell you that I did not get at the head of this table because of brains. The guy that was advising him was a literal rocket scientist. But he was on the bottom fucking floor and Jeremy Irons was coming on the top floor in a helicopter. High value men have always been with us and always will be with us. Like it or not, it's not the smartest guy. It's not about fair or any of this other kind of stuff. Oh, we're getting into it tonight because I've heard so many people talk this high value this or what Kevin is talking about. What Kevin has made up. Kevin has just put it into a simple principle that you can understand. You can make a lot of money. You can have a lot of assets, but if you're a loner, you're not high value, especially if you want to keep all your stuff. I was talking to somebody earlier today. Think about Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings, go back. What did we have? We had men, elves, and dwarves. And what were the thing about the dwarves? The dwarves they had lots of resources. Shit ton of resources, but guess what? What killed the dwarves? Isolation. Elves said, the dwarves don't care about nobody. They just dig, and keep getting their stuff. Well, you don't see a lot of high-value dwarves. Because soon as some stuff popped off, nobody came running to help the dwarves. Why? Because they never helped nobody. I can take it any way you want to. At the end of the day, there's no high-value homeless and there's no high-value loner. So, as we get into it, why is this so important? Why is this so important? Glad you asked, guys. All I need you to do is keep the likes up over 50%, the engagement over 50%. Why is this so important? Well, because there are a whole lot of women with this face on right here. Why, Ike? Why, Ike? Why? Because Brad Pitt, America's favorite Caucasian man, The original heartthrob, Brad Pitt, this guy right here messed around and was shown he was seen out with a hot German model. And you know what? I laughed when I saw this. I was like, 56-year-old Brad Pitt steps out with 27-year-old fashion model German chick, and women are furious. And I laughed because, a week or so ago, guess what? 55-year-old Kevin Samuels accused of stealing a 29-year-old other man's wife. First off, I'm 51. I'm not 55, but I will still look good at 55. And what are the things you hear about Brad Pitt? Women are furious. Women are furious. And Jennifer Aniston has something to say. Angelina Jolie is out wilding out. And Brad Pitt's like, I'm in the south of France doing what high value men have always done. What did Brad Pitt say? Let's get the quote. What's the quote? About Brad and Angelina? Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. What does she got to say about this whole mess? Angelina Jolie up in arms. And Brad Pitt says he doesn't care if Angelina Jolie gets upset over Nicole. Why? Because high value men have and always will have the pick of beautiful, hot, young women. Let's get into it. Like it or not, Brad Pitt is America's heartthrob. An Oklahoma boy, Shawnee, Oklahoma. Oklahoma makes some good looking men. I'm just saying. And when he was with Jennifer Aniston, they were America's couple. Oh, don't they look all nice? Don't they look great? But when he messed around and left Jennifer Aniston for Angelina Jolie, the brunette-haired vixen, some people hated him. Some people didn't like it, but most people say, I understand. He's Brad Pitt. She's Angelina Jolie. But if you know anything about their marriage, she went off and adopted like an entire African village. And their marriage had their ups and downs to the point to where they ended up, they're in court right now. But a high-value man like Brad Pitt, you didn't hear him whining and complaining about Angelina taking him to court, ripping all the money, getting all the kids. No, Brad Pitt, what did he do? He stayed in the gym, stayed looking good, and stayed a high value. To where fast forward, and this week the entire world's talking about a 56-year-old man with a 27-year-old woman. And the funny thing is, as an aside, I mentioned last week that it's amazing that I went out to do business with a black woman. I announced it for days in advance, but it's scandalous. But non-black man, a white man can go out with a white woman and do business, and it's no big deal. It's a sad state of affairs for the image of black folk. You see two attractive black folks out on town, and all of a sudden you got to make up rumors. But here's the thing. That's why I tell anybody, you will never ever see the women I deal with in my private life, because they're not private, they're not personal, they're not public people. Godfather, we want to see the women you hang with. You'll never see them, because look at what happened when I took a picture with a woman after I announced what I'm doing. And the previous week I was out doing business with another woman. Why is this such a big deal? Well, 2 years ago, about 3 years ago, really nobody had anything negative to really say about me. Not much. I mean, some people may or may not like me, but I was never the subject of a lot of back and forth until one thing happened. I was actually on another YouTuber's channel, and I was talking with Obsidian. And I actually brought up the fact that, hey, when I was out last night with a beautiful sister from the continent, dark-skinned, very voluptuous sister from the continent, we walked in and I went to the restroom. I came back and my date asked me, do you know those women over there? I was, no, what's going on? She's like, they've been staring daggers at us. And one thing that I've realized, painfully obvious, is that successful, high value, older men pay a massive price for being out with younger women. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Why is this such a big deal? See, black women can make a movie when Stella got her groove back. And, that's supposed to be okay. Nobody bats an eye about that. But when a man is seen out with a younger woman, oh, it's scandalous. Well, I got news for you. It ain't going to ever change. And as a matter of fact, thank you, Brad Pitt, for giving the world a big middle finger and saying, like it or not, I'm Brad MF Pitt. And I can pull beautiful, young, hot women in my mid-50s. What you gonna do about it? And that's how high-value men have always rolled. Like it or not, let me go ahead and just put it out there. Young women love older men, especially older, high-value men. Silver foxes always have been. But we've tried to act like there's something wrong with this. And see, for the last 20 or so, actually the last 40 years, a lot of men have kind of just backed off, not wanting to offend a lot of women. But now men are just like, enough with it. There's no pleasing a lot of folks. It's like, you don't like the world men made. You ain't going to make your own without complaint. So men might as well do what they want to do as long as they ain't hurting nobody. You got two consensual adults. But all of a sudden, when a man is older, all of a sudden it becomes some predatory thing. You even got grown damn men calling men who are with adult women acting like they're breaking the law. I'm not going to use the words. I'm like, I can't even have a conversation with somebody that says some ignorant crap like that. But you got to understand where it comes from. Where is it ultimately coming from? It's coming from the older women. And what's older women? Women 35 plus? Women 35 plus look at a man in his 40s or his 50s, and he's dating women in their 20s, and they're mad. Why? Because they know that they can't do it themselves. One, they can't date guys, younger men. Biologically, it's just not going to work. You don't see guys in their 20s wanting to be out with women in their 50s. They're flustered because they know that for every high-value man that jumps down and goes and gets a woman in their 20s, that's one less out there. And what does that ultimately mean? That means that's one less that you can get with. That means what they're really saying is you shouldn't be with the young woman. You should be with a woman like me. But you got to ask yourself, why would a high-value man want a woman who's argumentative, disagreeable, out of shape, headstrong, masculine, and wanting a partner? If you're a high-value man and you've done all the work that it takes to get there, you want to enjoy life. Yeah, you want a hot, beautiful, feminine, fit, cooperative, submissive, agreeable woman on your arm. Yes, you do. And more men are finally coming out and saying, I don't care if you like it. I don't care if you dislike it. This is what it's going to be and what you're going to do about it. Because here's the problem, ladies. If you don't like it, why are they going? Why are men, high value older men? That's why I say to be high value, it starts around 30. And I say a guy in his 30s, 30 or 35, you should be looking at women between the age of 21 to 23. If you're a 30-year-old man, you should be looking for a 21-year-old woman. 35-year-old man, a 23-year-old woman. You don't be looking for no 30-year-old woman. Not if you're high value. If you're a man in the top 10%, you have the pick of the litter. But let's talk about some of the things you tend to hear. Oh, we're going to have fun tonight. We're going to have some fun tonight. What are some of the things you tend to hear when you see a high value man, especially an older man? And we talk about an older man. Let's put the line at 50. Because even at 45, well, let's put the line at 45. Let's put the line at 45. You see a high value man at 45 And you can guarantee that that man's going to get drugged if he's dating a woman in her early 20s. And it ain't going to change nothing. Remember Marques Houston? Marques Houston was all up in arms about him and his fiance. She's too young. He's robbing the cradle. And you know who's saying this? Older women who wish that he would pick from them, and then men who aren't competitive. Because competitive men get it. Competitive men aren't going to sit around saying, yeah, man, you need to date these older women who are difficult to get along with. No, competitive men aren't going to tell that to an older man. No, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it, not going to do it. We don't have that. Oh, man, we got to get my likes up. Well, here we go, the intermission. You didn't get the likes up, so let's do it. Get the likes up. Get the lights up. Get the lights up. Get my lights up. 4, 3. Kick it. Oh. Hey, Bird Talks. Got my James Bond on tonight. Keep them going, guys. Let's get them over 15. Well, we're close enough. So here's the thing. High value men have to work a lot. High value men got to put in a lot of work and do a lot of stuff. As I was watching the Margin Call, The Big Short, I'm sitting there looking at guys, making millions of dollars. So I didn't make the rules, gentlemen. 6 figures has been with us since 1984, 85. And honestly, for the guys who think I'm on some BS talking about the money, if you actually adjusted 6 figures for $2,020, it would be $254,000 a year. So even some of you guys who walk around talking about you making 6 figures, it really don't match. If it's not $254,000 US in Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Atlanta, it's not the same 6 figures that became popular in the culture in the mid 80s. So go argue with Fortune magazine. Go argue with all the people who made this part of your culture. I'm just talking about it. Because there are guys who are like, I'm a high value man. I make 120. I get it. Stop arguing with the facts and let's just get into what it is. Because here's some of the arguments you'll hear. In no particular order. They don't want you. You're a high value man. Well, those younger women, they don't want you. They just want your money. That's one of the first arguments you hear, Ike. That's one of the first arguments you hear, Ike. Whiskey earned. Don't argue with me, bro. If you take $100,000 a year in 1984, it'll still put you close to the top 1%. I didn't make it up. So, like it or not, and here's the thing, like it or not, my show has proven one thing too. It don't matter what a lot of you men say. This is what most women want. Whether or not they can get it is another question. That's what they want. So y'all are like arguing shit that you can't change. All right. So Ike, they'll tell you, oh, you old suckers. First of all, guys, you can't call a man who can buy and sell you a simp or a sucker. You cannot do that and be taken seriously. I mean, let's just be honest. I hear guys talk about Tom Likas is tricking. Man, shut up. with your broke ass. I mean, when you make a comment like that, you need a counterpunch. You need to just chill out. They say that young girl don't want you. They just want you for your resources. And somebody like Eichel say, so? That's what the French toast resources are for, you Momo. Mercedes, BMWs, Lamborghinis, G6s, lobster. That's what it's for, fool. If a man could get the kind of woman he wanted, the sexual access and frequency, and live in a hut and eat bologna sandwiches, we would be living in huts and eating bologna sandwiches. But you can't. Man has civilized the world in general and made it comfortable so they could have access to premium poon. So, she just wants you to be able to spend your money on it. Yeah, stupid. That's what it's for, stupid. I'm going there tonight because I'm tired of hearing some of you little boys get mad that women want men to spend money. Yeah, stupid. A woman has between the years of roughly 18 and 25 to make a lifelong decision. And some of you guys will talk about, man, I need to be with her for 2 years. So let me get this right. You're supposed to be all these high value, this and that, and then you want to waste a woman's time for 2 years. That's dumb. Just say you don't want to be married or you don't want to commit. All right, cool. But high value men, the men I'm talking about, it's a very narrow conversation where most of you don't fit. Okay, if you don't fit your world, then eat the meat, spit out the bones, but don't think you're going to change it. In the comment section, banging at me. Women are supposed to want your resources. They're supposed to be the beautiful ones. You're supposed to be the builder. So, good deal. Good deal. They're supposed to want your resources. That's why you got it. And that's why generous men who are the bag, bold, ambitious, and generous, get access to the premium poon for a longer time. See, some guys are going to come in, well, I can have access to beautiful women. Yeah, but they don't stay around. They don't stay around. Women don't stay around men who are not generous, who got all this stuff but ain't spending. That's some feminine energy too. Number two. Tanya, they'll say, those young girls don't care about you. They don't care about you. I mean, you're old enough to be her father. They don't care about you. And what's the implication? Your old ass cares about me? I mean, seriously. A Generation X woman supposed to care about somebody like me? I got to argue with y'all just to talk. You'll argue a dude down 3 hours just about putting the damn toilet seat down. How many times do you hear me talking to older women on my channel and they want to argue about every damn thing, but younger women tend to just be, yeah. So you don't care about, first off, you don't care anymore than them. So knock it off. And number two, and really most importantly, lean in. Brothers like me, Ike, and the other high value men in there, or the high value men in training. See, you don't have to be high value to be on this channel. You have to want to be high value. You can be 18 years old and starting out, but you have to have a high value mindset and a desire to get there and a work ethic. But let me let you in on something. We don't care why they're there in the first place. We just care that they are there. A reporter came to the Playboy Mansion once upon a time, and this is an old story, and interviewed Hugh Hefner and said, Mr. Hefner, what's going on, David? Mr. Hefner, you do understand that you're like 7,000 years old, older than Methuselah. You're old, haggard, grizzled, gray. And you do understand that all these young women they're not here. They're here for your money and the access. I mean, you do realize these young wives don't really care about you. And he said, I don't care why they're here. I just care that they are here. And see, that's how we high value men like that think. David Johnson, will you tell them how it is? We don't care why you're here. We just care that you're there. And yes, the resources are just another way to make you want to come there and stay. High value men ain't trying to dick you down and break your back. We got stuff to do. Take it away from me, but I'm just telling you, this is what high value men think. That's what they think. They don't care. That's why high value men laugh when y'all talk about tricking. Dude, that's called an expense account, you freaking floozers. It's called an expense account. It ain't tricking. It's called tax write-off, dummy. Tricking. Broke ass. They think men are dumb. I mean, some of these people think that we're dumb. Fool, we don't want to waste time. High value men hate to waste time because time is money and are efficient. They would rather give you, do like Richard Gere on Pretty Woman, $3,000 for the weekend. $3,000 for the weekend, I'm going to treat you so good, you never going to want me to leave. And Richard Gere looked at that in the eye, $3,000 for the weekend, and when it's over, you will leave. High value G move like a mother sucker. She thought she was going to put that whap on him. He was going to want her to stay. He's like, no, baby, I'm buying the outcome. Now, they gave you the Disney-ass movie that you wanted, but that ain't real. Gloves off. Gloves off. Gloves off, because I tried to be nice, and people don't like me no matter how metered I say it, so let's just get into the truth of it. Once you get yourself into a high-value status, the world is your oyster. It's like being a hot 25-year-old. Everybody wants to be around you. But if you lose it, all right, David, if you lose it, Ben Cisco, if you lose it, they're going to leave. So yeah, they only want you for your resources, and they don't really care about you. And you got to know that if you lose this, they're going to leave. So all they care about that she's there now. So even if a high value man were to lose it all, he don't give a flip. He'll just go make it again and they'll come back. They don't care. You lose it, they'll leave. So what? I'll go back and make it again. They'll be back. And the ones that were smart enough to hang around, they'll get a longer contract. You leave when I lose it, good. The market will turn back, bounce back. You'll be back, and you're going to do what AMS said a long time ago. Oh, you want to come back? You're going to suck a whole lot of, you're going to be tossing salads. You can't just come back in like, yeah, oh yeah, we don't care. And this is why women are so angry. Angelina is furious with Brad. Why? Because she couldn't break him. She got Angelina, and she got him from Jennifer, and then the marriage didn't really seem like it was that. Now she took the kids and playing, and Brad's like, whatever. I'm going to the south of France with a beautiful model, so whatever. Let the courts figure it out. But in the meantime, I'm over here. Well, I'm just doing, and she's virtue signaling like a mug. No, baby girl, don't nobody want you. You were Angelina Jolie. Now you just somebody mama. Every hot woman has her time frame. Halle Berry ain't what she was 20 years ago. See, that's why women get angry, because men get better with age. Women just get older. Women are furious and men are jealous. Why? Because Cain slew Abel. Why? Because God approved his sacrifice. It's because men get jealous because they're lazy men are jealous. Lazy, low value men are jealous. Why are they low value? Because they're lazy. You got the same 24 hours, the same 7 days. You got the same access. You can do what you want to do. And men who are jealous are lazy. They want something for nothing. They want it given to them. That's why the hashtag show your work precede anything about value, because the world respects work. And then spinsters are flustered because they know that every time a man who's in his 40s or 50s gets a woman in her 20s, that's one less man in her age group for her to possibly get with. Well, guess what? Let me let you in on a secret. If there were no hot young women, he would go out of the country or do nothing. Men have gotten to the point to where they're tired of dealing with a lot of these older, angry, disagreeable feminist types. Nothing is a better option. In the Bible, it was better to live on the roof than be in a house with a disagreeable woman, right? Oh, okay. So he ain't gonna change it. And the thing that really angers him, David, the thing that really, really angers them, because they'll come in with all the what about? Yeah, but. Look at this. Look at our people in the comment section. Yeah, but what about? But what about this? But what about that? Shut up. Shut up. And just listen. Yeah, but what is it? Yeah, but and all this yeah, but is really just trying to say, but it can't be this way. That's not fair. It's not fair. I don't like it. Women are doing that, and so are some men, because they know they're not going to do the work to become high value. Obsidian read a stat talking about 70% of lower class people divorced versus 20% of upper class people. And people got angry. Well, that means that the lower class men deserve this. They ain't got shit to do with deserve. I don't know where the French toast you guys came from, but everybody gets a trophy, and this PC culture's got a lot of you guys twisted. Life ain't about deserve. Men used to accept a lot in life. If you want to be a high school graduate, you can't expect to be president. If you want the better things out of life, you got to be willing to put the work in and take a shot. But now we got it to where men will think, well, I'm a man just like you. No, there's a ranking system, and high value is one of them. And young women do and always will love powerful, successful, older men. Always. Older women, younger women will always gravitate towards silver foxes, because that's how we are biologically wired and have evolved. Yeah, man, but you can't tell me that. And here's another one of these stupid ass arguments. I'm just going there tonight because I got no time for some of this stuff. I hear a lot of young guys talk, but yeah, you can't tell me that you getting, she's getting that lustful sexual thing you did when you was in your. Look, man, in my 20s, trust me, I can talk about it from a broad standpoint, and I will tell you that high value men, that you don't seem to understand that high value men get a different kind of submission than lust and carnal desire. You have to tell me that you've been on, see, a lot of guys have been on the lust and carnal desire standpoint, but if they don't know and they've never been on this side. So they think this over here is artificial. No, it's not. And sadly, especially for black men, not enough of us have gotten into the white collar or blue collar executive upper echelons. Haven't gotten there. You haven't gotten the key to the value that's up the chain. So all you can talk about is the shit you know. Well, great. That's why it's so hard for a lot of black men to think, man, them younger women don't really want to be, they just dare to be tricked on. Stop making, y'all sound stupid. I mean, honestly, non-black men hear some of these conversations like, wow, y'all are really ignorant to how the world works. So you're thinking that these men who are 45, 50, 60 with these 20-year-old wives, you think these women are just in there miserable and lying? I mean, some of you guys, you really need to stop, because you're showing your ignorance to how the rest of the world is. Just say this: I don't understand how that works. I've seen how being ripped and muscled and this and that and having a, straight up physical, but I have never seen this. Why do you think you want to see it? Go to our nation's capital and you will see some of the oldest, funny looking, frumpy, non-select, high value men with beautiful women. Let's go there. Can you be non-select and high value? Yes. Non-select, as far as I understand, has something to do with initial attraction. High value, it's not really part of the equation. Tyrion Lannister was high value. See, what we're really showing is a lot of guys don't understand what power and influence does to a woman's psyche. Oh, well, let it just play. Okay, cool. And here's the thing. Don't ask me a bunch of questions. Don't come in the comment section. You want to know my opinion? Book a session. Because you come in my comment section talking shit, I will block you. First off, I've already got to where a lot of comments will be restricted. You can't come in my comment section and talk shit. Go to somebody else's channel. But you can't do it here. Because the comment section is not a place for you got some questions you want to ask me? Book a session. Because I'm not debating what I know. What I've seen, and what is visually, anthropologically, sociologically, historically, these principles hold. And if you don't agree or don't understand, that just means you might not know enough. And that's fine. Now go ahead. Let me go ahead and also say something else to you. Any black man that use the word tricking, just put yourself just go ahead and put yourself in the dunce caps. Tricking is a word that you try to use for men who you can't beat. I never hear non-black men talking about tricking. I just simply don't. That's black men. Let me just go over here. Look here, man. A lot of black men, this is why a lot of escorts won't deal with, they'll say no AA clients. Why? Because some of black folks think the sex is supposed to be free. Far too many black men think sex is supposed to be free. I'm just supposed to be able to get it off my game. I'm supposed to get access to beautiful women and their sex for free. And non-black men understand that beauty costs, and access to beautiful women starts with your resources, and they pay it because it is far more efficient and effective. See, for all you game and trick dudes, I would love to be. What you cannot tell me is the time value of your money and how much time you have to put into gaming a broad up versus saying, look here, man, Richard Gere, $3,000 for the weekend access, and then you step in. But the problem is you don't have the $3,000. Hey, O'Shea. I'd rather waste money than waste time. I'm telling you, man. So, shout out to O'Shea, because one thing he has always tell you, I'm going to trick it up in the club. Guess what? He was trying to help a lot of you guys, man. But y'all have been so twisted and so warped thinking that, man, I'd rather do it. Okay. All right. But all you can do is talk about what would be. It's never going to be a reality. Once you're past the 35 years old, all that bullshit goes out the window. Can't nobody tell you nothing in your 20s. I call them the twinkling 20s. The closer you get to 30, the more you realize you don't know shit in your 20s. And by the time you get 35, that's when reality will hit you and you'll have to take stock at where you are. And if you're losing or behind, that's your problem. At 40 is when life really starts for a man. And if you've been doing the right things, the better things, putting in the work, life becomes far much more pleasurable at 40. But then, just like you see a lot of women who have the 1,000 C stare in their eyes, you see a lot of guys at 40 who have the loser stare in their eyes because they got light resumes, few skills, and they've misused their youth chasing stupid shit, and now they don't have as much time. and they can't make the money, and they got to hold on to that damn job. What's going? They gotta hold on to the damn job they have, because if they lose that job, they know if they go into the open market is going to sell them. See, that's the real truth. Value is determined by a market. The market determines what value is. Where are you on the market? That's for men, that's for women. So like it or not, Tom Likas' value, his short fucked up, his value was higher on the market than some of you jawline, six pack, dick down to your knees, so-called Adonises. Some of you guys are weirdos. Don't call me. Fucking call me, man. The nerve of you guys. Don't call me. I'm not trying to talk to you right now. I'm getting to the point to where this is how high value men think. They walk through life with a certain amount of cockiness, swagger, attitude, arrogance. And it is sexy to younger, hot women. It is appealing to them. It gets them moist. It gets them wet. It gets them wanting to do all kind of freaky shit with dudes that you look like and like, look at that ugly dude. Yeah, but they don't have any problem getting lustful sex from women. But you can't believe it because you're still thinking like a dude, because you would not screw Oprah like you would a hot chick. You're thinking like, some of you guys, man, I swear to God. Oh, that just don't make no sense. Congratulations. Here's what you do. Become a high value man and then prove it. Become a high value man and say, you know what? There's no real difference in being a high value man versus being a $15 an hour guy. I'm getting the same caliber and quality of sex, the same caliber and quality of women. I cannot see any difference in the level of anything making $350,000 a year versus $35,000. Write that book. Write that book. You jack. So here's what we're going to do. Here's what they're going to do. Stop calling me. I swear to God, we're going to open the call lines, man. We're going to open the call lines because I know some dudes just jaw are upset. And I know a lot of women are upset too, but I want to get on. Why not segue to men? Because caliber and quality. I mean, you guys just be talking, man. And you really don't know what you're talking about. And you think YouTube is the world. Shit, you can't talk that shit on Facebook because people can see your face. You can't talk that shit on Facebook because people can see your real name. And people can say, man, you ain't shit. You know what you're talking about. Man, please. You can't pretend to be something on Facebook. You can't pretend to be all that other stuff. Nope. And that's what has happening for so many women. So many women have bought into my income and my education should matter, and it doesn't. Men your age don't want you. And it has everything to do with your fitness and your attitude. If you're not fit, high value men aren't not going to take you seriously. If you're not fit, and this is another thing I was talking about earlier today. When I'm talking about high value in relationships, there's a relationship component to moving up. If you're not in white collar corporate America, and if you haven't had 10 plus years experience, you can't tell me what it's like out here. If you are an entrepreneur, have always worked for yourself, military, or even blue collar, you don't understand what guys over this side understand. And if you're white collar and you work solely in tech, in earlier times that would have been considered R&D. That's where all the brainiacs are housed. But you got to look at the bosses of the boss. You have to do certain things. And here's the thing. You don't want to do them? Good. Stay where you are. Make somebody else rich. Let's get into the next part of it because, oh my God, I know there were some angry women because they are mad that you got dudes who can be high value, can be unattractive, and still get beautiful women. That's how it is.
Money work.
How you gonna be unattractive and get beautiful women?
El mundo quiere dinero.
Money. Because he has a network. Because
Money work.
Because he is useful.
Se arregla con dinero.
What about a high value woman? Not the same.
Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar, un lugar para trabajar, y si no hay para emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienen lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te la ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work.
Join the show, ladies. We're not arguing with a bunch of dudes.
El mundo quiere dinero.
I don't want men to call in because I'm not going to argue.
Money work.
Because don't argue with you.
Se arregla con dinero. Con dinero.
I'm not going to debate.
Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo y cómo fue. Money work.
Some guys are like, oh man, I want a woman with a big
El mundo quiere dinero.
You don't stay your ass on over there.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. De corazón.
Bigger booty.
La plata no te hace ser feliz. Yeah, de corazón. De corazón. La plata no te hace ser
Don't call
feliz.
me John.
Money work.
I'm not playing in that, dude.
El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah, 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 yeah. Money work. Money work. Money work. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Lunático.
Why am I saying some of the things I'm saying tonight? Will David Johnson? Well, first off, Will David Johnson? First off, we got to give Ike his song again.
I am the king and will not be. I am the king and will not. Will not be the king and will not.
Here's the thing. Why am I talking some of the things I'm saying tonight? First, here's the problem. Because I'm seeing guys throw shots at high value men for being high value men. Guys who cannot outcompete high value men. Just like women throw shots at competitive women, calling them pick-me's and pick-meshas and all that stuff. I'm starting to see guys throw shots at high value men. And you think you're going to just do that and get no counterpunch? Man, French toast you. Seriously. You don't get mad at a man because he's better than you. Become better. Oh, I'm a man just like you. That shit only works in the barbershop, homie. It does not work in the real world. You can't alpha your way into the boardroom. You have to work. You have to show your work. And I find it funny that some guys who have a problem, you're acting. You talk about women being strags and this and that, but you sound like the mamas that raised you because you're making some feminine arguments. Men understand that there's a ranking system, and to the victor goes the spoils, and part of the spoils are beautiful young women. You don't like your middle-aged overweight girlfriend? Become a high-value man and get hot young women for the rest of your life. Hugh Hefner died with hot young women. You don't like it? What do you want me to tell you? It's not fair. It's not fair. I mean, bring out your dead. I am your king. You ever watch Monty Python, The Holy Grail? When you're talking about, he's oppressing me. He's oppressing me. Oh, look at the violence inherent in the system. See, people feel oppressed when a man is high value. But see, when a woman makes money and has the education, they say, go out and live your best life, girl, do such and so forth. And high value men are like, man, screw that. They allowed this stuff for a few decades and they gain nothing from it. So now you got guys who are just letting it all hang out. I'm in South of France with a beautiful young woman, Wait till you see what happened with Will Smith. Will Smith gonna mess around and pop up with several of them. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, not everybody's calibrated to be a boss. I feel you, fam. But just like the whole discussion of alpha males versus this, we accepted that a limited amount of men could be alpha males, right? When Ron Wills talked about select versus non-select, we selected that a very limited amount of men could be select. But when we talk about high value, we wanted to decide to make teachers high value. No. You're not high value as a teacher. The society doesn't even value you like that. So here's what we get. Who's reaching in here? So here it is. Why does this piss so many women off? It pisses so many women off because at the end of the day, they know that a man, there is an absence of suitable women 40 plus. I'm just going ahead and go there. Look. If I chose to date women in my age range, you don't find them. First off, especially if I said I wanted to date fit black women in my age range. If 80% of black women are overweight or obese, do you think that number decreases or increases over age 40? What do we think? Ladies, let's just talk facts. Let's de-escalate and let's just talk facts. Do you think that number of 80% overweight and obese increases or decreases over age 40? Be right back. What's the fucking weirdos, man? Oh yeah. So, yeah, you can't get on my show unless you plan on being on camera. So no. So, who you talking to, dude? Earth to KS. What do you want, dude? Bottom line is this. Over 30, most black women are obese. Hey, Jared, let that go. He's not being rude, man. Some of y'all are timing folks out for unless they're just insulting me. Older men, most men 45, 60 are with women. That okay. All right. See, here's what I need you guys to understand. I need you guys to pay freaking attention. I'm not talking about most men on this channel. I'm talking about men who are in the top 10% or desire being in the top 10%. I'm not talking about most men. Why do I do that? Why? Because like it or not, that's the world you're in right now. If you want a better outcomes, you better increase your value as a man. Here's another guy. Well, let me help you stumble out, batch. I got no room for crybaby men. Oh, this is nonsense. It's not fair. Oh, back to your mammy's house. Got no time for you. See, what some guys are doing is you're showing yourself as not being fit for even building and collaborating with other guys, because the stuff that's being talked about is just basic life. And I'm not gonna go there. I'll let them do it. I'm gonna let them do it. But the manosphere, as it were, the manosphere has changed a lot in the last few years. But as a man, you need to continue to evolve, continue to get better. It's not subjective, Martin C. Here goes with this stupid shit again. Listen to this stupid shit right here. High value is subjective. 6, 7 figures, and high value is somebody who makes 7 figures. That is not true. Clarence Avant was never richer than the men he worked with, but he was definitely high value. See, you guys really should just stop. You sound stupid. You guys sound stupid. It's not just that's why I'm honestly, this is also a reason why I don't talk to a lot of guys, because a lot of guys just want to argue for the sake of arguing, and I'm not going to help you out. Go on ahead, enjoy. Think it's subjective. Go ahead. But one thing ain't subjective. Either you are or you are not. Either you are or you are not. And the men who are high value are pretty well easily identifiable by other high value men and by women who seek these kind of guys. Money's the starting point, but not the ending point. And the bottom line is this. When I said, what do you think? Do you think that the numbers for obesity and fitness get better over age 40 or worse? All right. You're a guy. And I'm not talking to guys, so I think I've made that real clear. It says join ladies. It did not say join men. So why is it that so many people want men, especially high value men, over age 40 to get with women over 40? I think the point was made. I think Obsidian made a good point, because nobody wants to. If you don't deal with them, who's gonna deal with them? You need to understand whether you're a high value man, want to be a high value man, whether you want to be an above average guy or whether you want to just be an average guy, whatever it is, whatever side you're on, there is going to be a push for men to get with women of their similar age. So take the high value piece of it off. Like it or not, you're an average guy, average job, average income. If you are out here, there's going to be a push for you to get with women around your age. And that's one thing because you rank here. But what if you're an above average guy? Do you think it's fair that an above average guy should have to have the same options that an average guy has? Let's talk about it. There's below average guy, above average guy, high value. Do you think all four of those men should have the same options? If you do, carry your ass to a socialist country. This is a meritocracy. The higher up you go, the more options you should have. Younger women want to marry high value men too because it's a better deal. Because if you're a younger woman, it will be smarter to say, you know what? This dude is in his late 40s, 50s. All I got to give him is a good 20, 30 years. And after he goes, I got access to all that. I'm going to get my Vanessa on with Kobe. Yep. I'm going to get my Vanessa on. And guess what? High value men are okay with that. They're like, good. Let's talk about it. High value men are super fine with saying, you know what? I'm in my 40s or I'm in my 50s or my 60s. I'm going to go get me a young 20-something-year-old and I'm going to enjoy the last 20 or 30 years of her. And then when I die, my kids are going to be taken care of. The money's going to the foundation and she gets the rest. It's always been that way. Anna Nicole Smith, anybody? It's always been that way. And people tried to shame that, and it was like, "Well, do y'all not see? I got this, and I got Anna Nicole Smith's my face is in them boobs at 84 years old." And they laugh at people like try to shame folks. These dudes don't care what y'all think. They don't care what you guys think. And another benefit is you're a high value man. You get a younger wife, they are going to boop boop boop. There go your next round of kids. You got your ones that are already older, now you got the younger ones. Boop, boop, boop. Got 3 more. Hey! All right now. Dad's only going to, I'm not going to run around and change diapers. We're going to have a nanny and a house and a cook, but great. We're going to enjoying life. And women know that. They're like, good. Oh, well, what if, let's do this one too. E-man. Oh, well, let's do the black man. And this is one black man do like, well, she may be with that old dude, but she out getting stroked on the side by Thugnificent. And so freaking what? Guess what, guys? High value men don't give a shit about that. They don't care. Oh man, when he's off at work, and she getting dug out. He does not care. Because she's not going to be stupid enough to let it go public or let that fool think that she's going to leave her high value meal ticket for some good deed. Y'all are, oh man. Let me go ahead and help you out, iPhone 2. Bye-bye. You're not going to show yourself. You can't be here. You can sit your ass right there, but if you're not going to show yourself, you're not getting in. Oh, man, that's not right. So you mean to tell me, as a high-value man, you going to go out and make all that money, and then she going to still be giving it up to the young stud? So what? The young stud will have his time. He will never go public. He will know his place. And she will keep the brand going. And when it's all said and done, he'll be given his walking papers. And if he decide he want to make trouble or act a fool, they will call a wolf on his ass. Pulp Fiction, look it up. They will wolf him. If you honestly think high value men ain't doing the same thing too, oh, see, y'all nuts. Y'all nuts. So it's like, well, I thought this was supposed to be about love and fidelity and soulmates. Grow up. See, high value also talks a lot about business. And see, in business, you can't afford to be childish and idealistic and naive. You make the best deal you can make and you got to move. You don't get a chance to just sit there and ponder forever. You got to make a choice. The month ends. The month is closing. You got to get the deal signed. If you don't, it doesn't count. And see, especially in black community, we just want options to be open forever. We like to do stuff antisocial. We don't like to do it well, I don't want to get married. I just want to have this marriage-like relationship. Great. Then you be somebody's woman for 18 years with no paper. Walk around talking like you married. Well, we got a non-traditional ceremony. We jumped backwards over a broom and Pinky swore. All right. How does that shit hold up in court? Well, I've been his life partner. We Pinky swore on the top of the Eiffel Tower. We both drank dill pickle juice. And on the 31st of February, we celebrate our anniversary. Yeah, man, but you can't pull a plug on him. But no. Nope. In his will, he's give all the money to his pet parrot. But I was there for 26 years. Oh. Well, you can get this card at Marble Slab and get a... Thank you. None of these women are yours. That's just your turn. And high value men don't care. Because a woman's always coming second to his purpose. See, a lot of you guys are worried about getting hurt or getting taken and this and that. High value men assume risk in everything they do. They go out, start a company. You build the best company of all. Guess what happens? Eventually you get so big, somebody either competes with you, buys you out. Then what? You don't just stop. You got to go do it again. Yeah, pet parrot. That's right. I mean, think about what I just said, guys. Imagine you roll up to the ICU, talk about, we need in case of emergency, you're not that person. So, I didn't make up the notion of high value. And the reality is high value men are valuable to the market. The market in this case is the world. The market says Brad Pitt is valuable. And as such, Brad Pitt can even go get a married man's wife. They're in an open marriage, as it were be. Whatever. I don't know what they negotiated, but I don't know. But if it says they're in an open marriage, and enough credible media sources have said it's an open marriage, apparently it's just fine with the open marriage husband. If they're public, why do y'all care? You care because it's a 56-year-old man with a hot 27-year-old. That's why you care. That's why you care. You wouldn't care if he's out with a 51-year-old woman. Nope, it wouldn't make that big a difference. But because he's out with a young, hot woman, you're like, why didn't he go get... why didn't he go get a... Why? Why would you do that? Would you? Women, honestly, if you could... I don't know if that's a fair question. Would you take you over... If you were a man, would you take you over a 24-year-old? Come on, man. Well, I'm intelligent. And I have a startling conversation. That ain't why you're there. You're there to look good on the other side of the table. So we're talking adultery. Let me go ahead and time you out because you sound like a child. I don't do children over here. So after you have 300 seconds to go back and think about what you just said. Children are not allowed on my channel. Take your freaking moralistic arguments and kick rocks with them. Has nothing to do with this conversation. So that's another thing that ticks people off. That people, valuable people, have different rules. They do. They do. They simply do. You don't think so? All right, sis. Well, I tell you what. I want you to go to the hottest club in your city and see what. I want you to try to get into VIP. I want you to go look at the women who are in there. And I want you to go try to get in VIP and say, well, I'm a woman. I'm equal to her. See how that works. Bruh, what I want you to do is I want you to go try to buy out VIP when you got serious ballers in there. And see when they tell you no, that your money's no good here. Well, if it costs $10,000 to buy the bar, that's okay. We'd rather have this person buy the bar instead of you. So what we've learned tonight, what this whole Brad Pitt thing has shown is that one, there's older men will always, older high value men will always have access to young, beautiful women. And there will always be women that are furious about it and men who secretly wish they could be that guy. At best, you're going to be jealous of him. At worst, you're going to be jealous. At best, you're going to wish you could be him. At worst, you're going to be jealous. So, there's only two ways to do it then, folks. There's only two ways to do it. So, this is the last night I'm going to really address a lot of this high value stuff with guys because I've heard, from what I've heard a lot of disingenuous arguments floating around in these spaces. And I cannot control what a bunch of people who I don't know say. But here's the thing. Going forward, we're going to start talking about, instead of just this as a concept, if you're interested in becoming the best version of yourself and that entails becoming the highest value, how to get that done. How to move from here to make moves to where you become more valuable. For whatever your reasons are, I don't really care. But there are a lot of men who are like, you know what? I do want to have more access. I do want to have better outcomes. How do I do that? And that's where it comes down to you are going to have to do some of the things that I've told women about. What I tell ladies, one, you're going to have to get very clear about the kind of lifestyle. Gentlemen, you have to get very clear about the kind of lifestyle you want to live. Very clear. Then after you get very clear about the kind of lifestyle, you're going to have to get brutally honest and scrutinize yourself from head to toe, inside and out. All right, guys, you can call in too. I'll take a few guys, but here's the thing. I don't want to argue back and forth. I will answer questions about this high value stuff if you want to contact me. But understand, I'm not trying to argue with you about something that you and I both know exists. If I could clear up some things, but you will have to be on camera over here. Not going to just listen to somebody's voice. Nope. So, got to get clear. Ladies, understand something. What did I just say? Guys, you're going to have to get crystal clear about the kind of life you want to have. You're going to have to get brutally honest and scrutinize yourself from head to toe, inside and out. Okay? The next thing is you're going to have to pay the price. You're going to need a second job or a third job. What you're talking about under breaking into high value spaces, places, costs money. Joining the country club, joining the pyramid club, the union club, this, that, the 100, it costs money. And if you are living on your own means right now, that's why I say, guys, you need a 40-hour-a-week job that can pay your base bills and another part-time job for self-improvement and personal development. That's why you got to work 60 hours minimum, 40 to live, 20 to improve. If you're not willing to do that, stay in a child's place. Then fourth point, then you're going to have to educate yourself. See, identifying the lifestyle, but then you got to be educated about the lifestyle. And in step 3 and step 4 is where coaches come into it. That means you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars to be talked to by an individual like myself. Yep, not hundreds, thousands. Yeah, and if you're not willing to do that, cool, don't go over there. Because it's not going to be given for free. I've said on Instagram, I give white belt, yellow belt, and orange belt knowledge on YouTube. White belt, yellow belt, orange belt. Sometimes green belt. But I never give blue belt, blue purple, purple, purple brown, brown black, black belt knowledge on YouTube. Nope, you got to pay for that. And then the final step, after all that, you have to take action. And if you're not willing to do those 5 basic steps, stay where you are and be happy with your choice. Say, you know what? I knew what it took to get to the next level or improve, but I was not willing to do the things that required. So make peace with where you're at. Make peace with driving a pickup. I mean, like pickup trucks back in the day were never luxury vehicles. Pickup trucks were work trucks. Jeeps were work vehicles. So, if you want a sports car, but you're not willing to make sports car money, buy 96, 93 octane gas, buy those tires, cool. Make peace with that. But see, but what I find is interesting that many people don't want to make peace with it. See, and let me just talk to black people. One of the things that holds black people back, in my personal opinion, more than anything else, is we will not pay for coaching. We'll go to high school and we'll go to an HBCU. We'll go to an HBCU, or we'll go to a PWI and get into thousands of dollars of debt for a college degree. But we will not spend the additional 10% or more. Well, let's say you're in $50,000 worth of credit card college debt. You need to tack that additional $7,500 on to make sure it's going to work for you. We're willing to go get the cake and think that's enough, but you don't want the icing. But see, the problem is you're calling the icing, you're calling something, you're misnaming things. The cake is really the icing, and the icing is really the cake. So you think you got the hard skills, and that's the important stuff. And no, it's the soft skills that go on top that's the important thing. It can make or break a cake. You can have a great cake, shitty icing, bad cake. You can have bad icing and cake, and it still tastes pretty good. So here's what it comes down to. No one says you have to get a high value nothing. But women getting upset at older men with younger women is laughable. And it's going to become more prevalent. Why do I think it's going to become more prevalent? I think it's going to become more prevalent even, let's just take the high value thing to the side. I think it's going to become more prevalent with just men in general. Why? Because far too many Western women were raised to not be agreeable. I want you to think about it. In your day-to-day life, how many women do you know who are 35 plus years old, who are nice, fit, friendly, a pleasure to talk to, agreeable? Last night, I was on Instagram. And I'm going to show y'all guys something what happened. I'm going to play this last night, what happened. How many of y'all were on Instagram last night? I'm going to play something that happened last night on Instagram. I just left a really nice steakhouse. I was out making a video. I had a meeting, And there were people that were so loud at this really nice steakhouse on the patio. I was like, well, sounds like I thought it was a party going on over there or something. I walked up to this really nice steakhouse and it was just 7 people. I would have sworn they had the patio. I was like, well, damn. Okay, I went in, had a nice filet, some crab claws, and as I was coming out last night, what a damn shame that is. What's going on, man? What's going on? What's going on? What is going on, man? Godfather out here doing the thing. And as I'm wrapping up in the evening, what do I see as I'm leaving? I see a woman who looks every bit my age out here, walking with 3 other women, 2 men, just dropping it like it's hot. There we go. There we go in the background. That's right. I'm leaving this restaurant, and you see that group of people in the background? Those women were 40 plus, twerking in the parking lot. There was a guy getting his tire fixed. They had the mobile tire thing come out. And he opened his door and had some music playing. I swear to God, these women start dropping it like it's hot, twerking and twerking. And then another woman did the same thing and started rubbing her booty against that woman. They were every bit in their mid-40s. Now, what you see here, this had been going on for a minute before I decided to start talking to Instagram. Okay? This had been happening before I decided to start talking to Instagram. Show me non-black women that are my age that will just drop it like it's hot and start twerking in the parking lot of a nice steakhouse. Just start twerking. Just start twerking in the parking lot. Oh, there you go. Can you hear him in the background? Can you hear him in the background? This is what you think men Brad Pitt's age should be dealing with? There we go. Let's see. Yeah, man. Embarrassing. Somebody say, what's wrong with that? If you think your grandma should be out there dropping it like it's hot and twerking in public, nothing. And as the night went on, I'm gonna tell you what happened. I was talking. It got worse. One woman actually got on her knees in the parking lot, on her hands and knees, and wobbling it. And this woman actually was a decent looking, I won't say attractive, but she was a cutish woman. And no, they weren't drunk. At least they didn't have a bunch of drinks on their table. And I'm sitting here just like, this is crazy. But here's what really took it over the top. As I'm holding my phone on my tripod talking right here, this 5'5", 260-pound woman with Cisco's hair, Drew Hill, the blonde hair. My car is parked right here. Her car is in front of mine. I got my trunk open and I got my phone right here. And I'm obviously talking to somebody on Instagram. This woman asked me, why are you filming us? And I said, I ain't filming you. Mind your own business. This woman actually decided to raise her voice. I was like, okay, now since you're going to act that way, I will start filming you. Why am I making this point? What did I say? Do you see women over a certain age who are feminine, friendly, fit, who act like ladies? I want you to go to some of these videos. There were videos years ago when this whole debate came up. And one of the things you will see is when you start talking about age gap dating, you'll see some women who who are older women who have some of the most foul mouths in the shows, in the videos, in the comment section. And they have younger women coming and say, oh my God, who are these women? You know, I'm recounting some stuff that I talked about a couple, and this is the point. Now you get it. Embarrassing, I'm just saying, right. Now you get it. Like, you're gonna do it. You get it. I'm like, loud, ridiculous, combative. Understand, we're in Buckhead. We're in Buckhead, an affluent suburb in Atlanta. We're in one of the nicest steakhouses in the city. On a Thursday night at 9 or 10 o'clock. You say it's hard to find classy girls under 25? Not really. Not really. It's not, I don't know what, you know, I will say this. I hear a lot of guys talking about, you know, well, these women between age 18 and 30 this way. I date women, you know, between the ages of 25 and 35. No. Women I find to deal with, here's the thing. Where are you guys going to find women? Because if you're going, just like I had guys calling in talking about their high value men, but they're going to the same place and they find all these thoughts. I don't find a bunch of thoughts. This was just happened to happen last night. And the point I'm making is, yeah, the point I'm making is it was embarrassing, man. And the parking lot had a young black couple in the car over here, a couple of brothers coming in. I mean, it was a nice spot. And the behavior was wholly inappropriate. And it wasn't just a one-off. It wasn't just like it was like, oh, that's my jam, and I'm a, hey. No. This went on for 20 minutes in the parking lot. This video is 15 minutes and 30 seconds. And I started filming actually went on longer than that. I started filming about 10 minutes into it. 30 minutes. So, when you tell men to stay in their lane, when you tell men they should be dating women at their own age, no. Dating men their own, dating women their own age, no. I don't find any women my age that are the fitness component throws most out of whack. So here we go. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. All right. Parking lot pimping. Yeah, there's something that I'm actually gonna have a couple of guys on from Atlanta. We're gonna talk about dating in Atlanta. It is crazy down here, man. I'm not gonna even lie. You have to be very, very strategic about where you go to interact with people and network, and I'm good with that. See, but to me, that just says you got to work. You got to work. It's not going to be easy, and that's the point I want to ultimately make. It's not as though Atlanta is not a great city and it doesn't have dolphins. It's just not easy. And see, so many people want it to be easy. And here's the funny thing. So many people want it to be easy, and they think it was easier back in the day. Who told you that? It wasn't necessarily easier back in the day. You guys have more access, more connections, and more availability. So, all right. They just want some attention. No, homie, if you're not going to get on camera, you can't be here. So let me go ahead and help you out. Peace out. So here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. Starting next week, we're going to get into the next progression. For how to get your life to where it wants to be. I'm not focusing so much as on guys anymore, because what I found is a lot of guys want to just argue back and forth. And Work with men tends to be done better one-on-one. You know, but the question is, once you get to, if you became who you wanted to be overnight, are you ready for the next phase? And the next phase is relationship children. The next phase is relationships. How about that? If you all of a sudden became the man you wanted to be overnight, the next phase is relationships. Are you ready? And see, the reality I'm starting to hear is a not insignificant amount of women and men are not ready for what it is they claim they want. One of the things that has ticked more people off than anything is when I say it should not take longer than 6 months to get married. And I've had people, and I've heard people, oh man, you can't know anybody this or that. Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's have that conversation. If you honestly think you should take a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years before you marry somebody, please convince me as to why it should take that damn long. Human beings have never taken that long to couple. And if you're taking that long, there's something wrong with you and you're a picker. Because like I told Jessica the other day, you can only know so much about a person. All you can know is so much about a person. You never know who a person is until you're living with them. You cannot know these things. And for people who are sitting around talking about, well, you can sit back and watch for a year or two, not a person worth a damn. You're not going, I wish you would try to take a higher value woman and waste her time for 2 years. You're a fool. If you honestly think you should be able to waste a woman's time for years while you decide whether or not to marry her, I can't side with you on that, fam. Women have a short window. And when I hear men say that, so let me get this right. She's supposed to take 2 of her prime years after you've determined she's marriageable just to see what father would say that's okay. Would you do that with your daughter? I wanted to the guys who make that comment. I want to ask you the question: if you said Carl is acceptable for my daughter, and my daughter is acceptable for Carl, you mean you'd be okay with Carl taking 2 years from the moment you decided this is acceptable to walk your baby girl down the aisle and make it official? Is he having sex with your daughter? See, men, I'm sorry. That's a bullshit deal. You want sexual access. You want these women to take that the guys who make this argument, I'm presuming that you know how to pick and you accept her as being appropriate. Then you need to sign the deal and get the hell on. Because if it takes you that long after you say it's appropriate, sounds like a bunch of game. You're not going to get on my show unless you show yourself, though. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Samuels?
I am well. How are you, my friend?
I'm excellent. Thanks for having me. And I'm actually new to your channel. I was watching for about a month and a half to 2 months, and it's this stuff that you say. It's amazing.
Cool. What'd you have? So what were you calling in for?
So I just when I was watching you, you said that it would take it shouldn't take long a for a man to marry a woman, correct? And I feel like you're yeah. Go ahead.
That's
Sorry.
kind of what I said. That's kind of what I said. I said when a man knows he wants to marry a woman, it should not take 2 years.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
And I was just, okay. Go ahead. And I was just thinking that that in that regards, like I just feel like yeah, it's up to the man. A man's going to propose and take the measures that he needs to marry to marry the woman, but just like I've seen, especially through my years of situations and checking things out. Like
Do you agree or disagree?
I I disagree with the I agree with the fact, excuse me. Let me just be clear. I agree with the fact of men, if as soon as they want a woman and like they know they're going to marry them, they would marry them for sure. But of course, it doesn't always.
Are you married?
I'm not married, sir.
If you found a woman, that she passed all if you knew everything if you found a woman that you wanted to marry and she checked out on paper, and the people you know and respect said she checked out, how long before she should have your last name?
Immediately. Like
that's the point. That's my ultimate point.
Yes, sir.
So I don't understand what the disagreement is.
No. I just mean like because I'm just saying like yeah, the man would know immediately, but I mean like yeah, a guy can just fully just get involved and want to know it, like have that immediate response, but that doesn't mean on the other half that that's the case. If you know what I mean.
No, I don't. So basically, I'm presuming that you want to marry. The point I'm making is if you want to marry her, she wants to marry you. And if you've checked her out and she comes back with a clean bill of health, it should not take that long. See, what happens with a lot of guys is they want to, a lot of people, it's not even so much as guys, people want guarantees.
Yeah.
You got women who don't want to make mistakes, and I'm like, you don't get that in life. You got to make the best choice you can, and we can't live life in slow motion. So that's why I was kind of curious as to what you were saying the disagreement was. But do you want to be married one day?
Wait, say that again?
Do you want to be married one day?
Yes, sir. Like I guess I would say for myself, I'm the type of person I wanted to be married really early. Okay. I wanted to be married like, 24, like 24,
Why?
25. But
why?
Because like I'm the type of person like I like my background at college. I'm a college athlete. I play basketball, and I've been through that type of I experienced enough fun for myself.
How old are you now?
I said, I'm 28.
Okay. Honestly, what do you really have to offer a woman at 24?
At 24, I guess standard. Some people can offer, this like money at the beginning, I guess, but I guess not too much until you get older and gain experience.
Well, if you're 24 and you're talking about marrying an 18-year-old, that's one thing. But see, the conversation I'm tending to have is for guys who are getting in 30 or plus, because you're getting closer to 30. But I think it's fair to say that if you just looked at yourself 5 years ago, has there been a lot of change?
Yes, significant changes, I would say.
All right. And one of the problems we're having is the world sped up. And in order to have having a better shot at having a successful relationship, a man needs to be in a position where he can provide everything, teach, and lead. And it's hard to do that when you're young. See, I understand the want to get married earlier. Were your mother and father married?
Yeah, they were married, and she passed when I was pretty young.
Okay. Did he ever remarry?
No, he did not remarry. No.
Okay. Well,
I don't really have the best
relationship with
relationship with him.
with him.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I would say you want to get that sorted. You definitely want to get that sorted because, especially if you just have one parent, I'm a big proponent of therapy and even family therapy. You know, I don't want to get too deep into it, but I mean, I'm glad you called in because I didn't understand what you were ultimately saying about marriage. I thought you were saying that it should take you 2 years to figure out whether or not you want to marry somebody.
I the reason why it kind of sparked in me because because like I guess I'm saying is that sometimes people don't know. I don't think somebody could know somebody in and out.
Who cares?
Like, literally,
Who cares? Okay, see, this is what I don't understand. Why do you guys think you should know everybody in and out? It's a risk. It's a risk. They should call them risk. Okay, what do you do for a living?
I am security right now.
You security?
Yeah, I do security now for right now.
Did you go to college?
Yes, I went to college. Yes,
all right.
correct.
Well, here's the thing. You could go interview for a job, and it sounds great, but you only know about the job when you sign the papers and start working there.
Correct.
All right. You're young. It sounds like you still got a lot of growing up. I'm not hearing the certainty in your voice at 28 years old.
You mean uncertainty as far as in what, sir?
Well, what do you want to do with your life? At 28, and you're doing security. What kind of security?
It's just regular, just remote security for
security guard.
A high-end hotel.
Security guard.
Yes, security guard for a hotel. Yes.
All right. So
I'm not saying I'm high value or anything by.
I didn't say that, young man. I didn't say that. Okay. See, and that's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. The certitude. It's the back and forth, the him and the her. You need direction. The certitude. I'm not hearing a confident man who knows his path or knows the path he's on and is going down the path. So you wanted to get married early on. That would have been a disaster because you'd have been trying to take somebody into that and you're supposed to lead that. We often, black men don't need to take on anything that we can't not lead. And I've been there. I get it. But oftentimes we're trying to, especially, make up the picture. There's this idyllic notion, if I get married, I'll be a man. No, you need to be a full-fledged fucking man before you get married because you're going to have a lot of responsibility. You can't take care of a wife and kids on security.
Yeah, I don't. I
That's
totally agree with that. Like, I'm trying to find, like, as I said, just like you just said, you said you need another string of income.
How many hours a week are you working?
40 hours a week.
That's a problem. Why aren't you working 80?
There's no excuse at all. I'm looking, as I said, I'm looking for other things and other streams of income right now.
No, dude. That's sexy. Go to McDonald's. Go to the Quick Trip. You need another job. See, sounds like a lot of guys want other streams of income. They want it to be nice and neat and fit in the package. No, you need more money and more experiences. That's why I said I'm not hearing certitude. No, I'm just telling you, it's just what I'm hearing. And at 28, you're closer to 30 than you are closer to 20. Yeah. You should be in a place about 30 where you're actually putting younger guys. When I talk about stuff, I think you should have been promoted 2, going on 3 times by the age of 30. And when I hear a young man who's 28 years old, who's working one job as security, that's not a high-paying job.
Yes, sir. And it's only reason, like, I'm not going to give an excuse.
There's no excuse.
I'm not giving excuses.
But you can't give an excuse. You can't give an excuse that I will accept. Even before coronavirus, you needed more money.
Yeah.
So a woman is nowhere in this equation.
It was a woman in the equation.
Well, there shouldn't be.
And
There shouldn't be. You can't be responsible for a woman. Look, young man. Okay. First thing I say on my channel is men and women need to get their head together because we all have issues. It sounds like you said you started off saying you and your father have issues. That's a problem. Your mother passed, you and your father have issues. That is your first network, and it's chaotic. If your first network is chaotic, that means all your networks are going to spin off of your first map.
But I'm not going to make it.
I don't know. You can't say that yet. You can't say that yet. You can say you don't want to, but unless you do the work, you're going to become okay. You can't say that yet. I just leave it there. You got to do the work. But as we move on, the second part, there's no way a a man in his 20s should be working 40 hours a week unless you're making $100 an hour. You need to be working your ass off. You don't need a girlfriend. You need a job and another job. 60 hours a week minimum. $14 an hour at one job. How much are you making an hour at the security job?
About 25, so 26.
Okay, then 25, then guess what? Minimum wage still, another job making, you can go to the Quick Trip. That's a $14 an hour. That's an additional $14,000. That's an additional $14,000 a year. Part-time job at a Quick Trip. Another $14,000. You take that $14,000 after tax, invest a third of it, and take 50% of it, invest it in personal development, self-improvement, and take the other portion and spend it. But that's where the money will come from to put yourself in a position to do better, because security, especially in a pre-corona and a post-corona world where these buildings are not going to be as filled with employees, a lot of folks are going to be out of work because that's no skill employment. But ma'am, you got to connect your microphone. And at the end of the day, why is this fraught with problems? Because you need to be on a purpose, path, and plan for your life. Because a woman is not your partner; she's your helpmeet, and you don't have a direction in life, so it's going to be hard for you to lead somebody. And funny thing about women is when there's a vacuum there, they tend to want to try to step in and lead because they're unsure. They don't feel secure. And that causes a lot of friction and problems between relationships. And I wish I'd have known that more strongly in my youth, because I would have done some of the things I did. But I'm telling you now, women aren't in your equation right now, because you got to become the man you need to be first. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you calling
Yes, sir,
in.
absolutely.
Peace out.
God bless, man.
All right, man. What's your name, man? Skylar? I can't hear you. See, one thing I can't accept from anybody is if you're not working 60 hours a week, when I had my corporate career, I still had a part-time job. I believe men need to work, especially single men. Oh, man. And I hear guys, oh, man, fuck that. I'm going to have a good time and da-da-da-da. Okay. Grasshopper and ant. You're wasting time, because when you're a single man, you can live in an efficiency apartment and stack major bread with a full-time job and a part-time job. Because no matter what, even if you decide to go get a surrogate to have a child, it's different when you're responsible for somebody else. I cannot hear you, Skylar. Your microphone's not connected. Your microphone's not connected, so. Yeah, he's a nice, respectful guy. And see, the thing is, when I hear things about, issues with parents and things, I don't want to really pry, but I'm gonna tell black men something I wish somebody would have told me. Black women want you to pay all the bills. No matter what they say, they want you to pay all the bills. And you better be in a position to pay all the bills. If you want as much peace as possible from that black woman, you better be paying the bills. Oh, I thought I saw you in the comment section the other day. I don't know if I want you to call in. Okay, your microphone's not on, ma'am. So you cannot talk if your mic is not on. I'm gonna put you back in the waiting room, and you need to come back in and turn on your microphone. Yeah, please don't type in all caps. Look, lady. Jesus Christ. Let me show this. I'm talking to you. Can you hear me? I'm talking to you. I cannot hear you. You seem like you're looking at the screen or something, or watching TV. Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus. I can't hear you. Your microphone's not connected. Well, we can just roast her up a bit. Hi, ma'am. Can't hear you. So, as these people try to get on there, now I guess she realized that she couldn't. She was being seen. Yeah. So, come back in, ma'am. I was trying to get you to understand that I could not hear you. That's why I had to put you on screen, because you weren't paying attention. Call back in and just enable your microphone. I don't know what's going on with some of these people. They just like do 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 do. See, as a man, if you're not meeting the minimum requirement, here's the thing. As a goal, you need to be making 3 times your age. Not double your age, 3 times your age. If you're tripling your age and income, then you're in a good spot. If you're tripling your age and income, you're in a good spot. Your microphone's not connected either. Tripling your age. So if you're 25, so at 25 also it's been $75,000 a year. Yes. So like the guy said, he was a security guard and making $25 an hour. Well, that's $50,000. Then go get a part-time job and a part-time job for your part-time job. I mean, even right now, I still work 60 plus hours a week. Are you on YouTube? I'm gonna go ahead and do this real quick. Unmute yourself. Hello.
Oh, is that me?
Yes. Your first name is?
Ego.
Ego. Are you on YouTube right now, or are you just on Zoom?
I'm just on Zoom.
Okay. What do you have for me?
A great show. Just been watching it from about two months ago. The what I wanted to say was, when we talk about why men take so long, obviously it's because they're not sure. I think the situation today with divorce rates, I don't think it
That's
it wasn't
bullshit.
high.
That's bullshit.
No.
No,
Hold
that's
on.
bullshit.
Let-
No. Because
No.
hold on, dude. I do this.
Okay.
This is my show now.
I understand.
I'm glad you do. How old are you?
39.
39. Have you ever been married?
Yes.
All right. Now, what could knowing anything about divorce rates do about, what is that going to change about an individual's choices?
Okay, not necessarily divorce rates itself, but the way men get treated, the way, because you would have heard, and I heard of stories.
I don't give a shit about stories, man. I mean, I'm being honest, dude. I've been divorced twice, and I don't complain about divorce rates.
No. Okay, forget divorce rates. I was going to say divorce rates and people losing their children or getting locked out of their house. I've been divorced once.
Okay. Are you from this country?
No, I'm from the UK.
Okay, so better not. So you drive a car?
Yes.
Okay, better not do that because people have accidents. You get on planes, better not do that because they crash. Name me something in life that's guaranteed.
Nothing's guaranteed. All I'm saying is that people are hesitant. They're hesitant because
I understand
they,
that.
and also, I think another thing that makes people more hesitant is when they marry someone similar in age and similar in status as well. That
So
also has an impact.
I get the hesitation,
Mhm.
but I said maybe you didn't understand the question I asked. I'm not talking from the day you meet somebody on the street. I'm talking from the moment you know this was the person that you know every. I'm saying from the time. All right, case in point, you were married.
Yes.
All right. I don't want to go into your marriage, but there was a time where you knew she was the woman you wanted to marry, right?
Yes.
Then it should take no longer than 6 months from that point.
Oh, it took me 3 months to
Well,
know.
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not
No,
saying
no, no.
from
I,
day
I, I
one.
I agree.
I'm not saying day one.
Okay. Okay. Then I agree with you.
Okay.
I'm just saying why people would do it is, I think, because one, in general, I think men tend to marry women similar to their age, whereas they should always be marrying younger. So I married actually about a year older than me,
Well,
and
there you go.
yeah, I think that was the issue. So we dated for 2 years. I knew her 3 months, but we did it for 2 years, and that took its
Uh,
time because then I
uh,
started getting
uh,
hesitant.
so here's the thing. There are no guarantees in any of this stuff. You can't know anybody till if you don't want to take the risk, then I say just say you don't want to get married. Versus thinking that you can get to know somebody and then be sure. Pick better. That's what comes down to when you say pick better. Is some people get upset, but you said it already. She was older than you. Now knowing what you know, what would you tell somebody? Marry somebody younger than you
Definitely,
or older than you?
definitely younger than you,
All
most
right.
definitely.
So, and when you find somebody who fits, you don't want to be wasting the time. That's all I'm saying. I think we probably agree on some things. So I got some other folks coming in, man, but I appreciate you calling, fam. Thank you. Some people said I don't like MGTOW. No, I don't like whiners. I have no problem with men going their own way or saving yourselves. What I don't like is I don't like whiners. And I'm not saying MGTOW or whiners. I'm not saying SYSBM or whiners. I'm not saying incels or whiners. It's not what I'm saying. I don't like whiners and defeatists. We have choices to make, all of us. And at some point, you have to decide you got to shit or get up off the pot. Do. Yeah. Oh. All right. So if I'm going to do this, let's start down this path right here. Oh, she is. All right. Skylar, your microphone's still not working, so I'm going to just try to be as polite as possible here. Okay, there's her mic. So we're going to do this. Put you back. Put you back. Guys, I got to be honest. All right. For the guys I'm putting back in the waiting room, I don't want to have 5 people on here with her. But for the guys who are in here, guys, do me a favor in the comment section, guys, in the chat room and on Zoom, please type your age. Guys, what's going on? That's you, Skylar.
Hello, Kevin. Good afternoon. Good evening.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Are you just on Zoom or are you on YouTube as well?
No, I know your instructions.
All right, cool.
I've actually just been staring at the phone and I don't understand why my microphone wasn't working.
Okay.
Let's continue.
So what's going on? What do you got for me?
All right. So I wanted to know, is it possible that there are women out there that, have the energy of a woman in the 20s and exude the energy of a woman in their 20s, but they're in their 30s? Do you think that's possible, and would that be attractive?
I mean, anything's possible, but what's the ultimate point you're trying to get to?
The ultimate point is that I think the art of seduction comes in many levels. So I am 35 and I am friendly and I have all those qualities that you list consistently on your channel. But I tend to attract high value fake men and not necessarily the high value man. So I wanted to know, this is a very long question, I apologize.
Yeah.
What do you think I'm doing wrong?
What? You're
Was that
attracting fake high value men?
Yeah, like the men that they in terms of their assets, like they pretend like they have such a high income, but
What do you do for a
but they
living?
do not have that. I work for the federal government.
Does it require security clearance?
Yes, of course.
I mean, I'm just asking. I just asked what you do for a living. You said I work for the federal government. I'm like, what do you do though?
Yeah, and that's required when you work for
but
federal
what do you
government.
do for a living?
I work for the pension department.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you go to college?
Yes, and university.
So you have a bachelor's, master's, PhD?
I have 2 degrees, 2 BAs.
Okay. So, at 35 years old, why so late to get married?
Okay, so I have gotten the restaurant proposal and the in front of the family proposal, but
From
I
two
had to
different
listen.
guys?
Correct. And I had to listen to my gut. Something wasn't right, and I think it's important to pay attention to the red flags. And these were very short relationships.
Let me stop you right there. Okay.
Okay.
How old were you when you got proposed to the first time?
Okay. So the first one was 24.
And the second time?
28.
How long were you with the guy at 24?
6 months.
How long was the guy at 28?
4.5 months.
All right. It's the longest relationship you've ever had with a man?
2 years.
What age were you when you started that relationship?
31. I was turning 31 that year.
And why did that one end?
I didn't see the value in myself, and I didn't see the value in him.
No, all right. Now, that's... Okay, no. 2 years,
Okay.
Why did he end?
Kevin.
Well, goddamn it, you called the show.
No, I'm laughing because I'm nervous, not because I don't want to give you an answer.
But you asked me a question, and if you want my answer, I mean, why'd you end it? Who ended it?
I did.
Why?
I have the runaway from relationship issue, which I have
Where's your
gone
dad?
to a therapist about. He just died 2 years ago.
Were your mother and father married?
Yes, for 15 years.
And what age did they divorce? What age were you
when I
they
was
divorced?
14.
So your question about all these men, and you've had 2-year relationship, you've been proposed to twice, if I believe all this other stuff. It sounds like the issue's on your side of the table. So you running into fake high value men probably because you sound fake yourself.
Oh.
Sound fake.
So you think I'm giving off that energy that I'm fake?
You're giving it off on this call.
Interesting.
I asked you what you do for a living. I work for the federal government. Okay, does that have a title? Pension department. Okay. So energies and all that other kind of stuff. I would ask the guys the question: Did you leave? Did you the engagements you had, the public proposals you say you had? Did you end those relationships too?
Yes.
Great. So why should anybody take you seriously? Why should anybody take you seriously?
Right.
That's a question. Because you said it yourself. You have a tendency to. That's what you do.
Yeah.
And then you calling these guys fake because they lie about their assets. Why should you know about their
No,
assets?
no.
I mean,
Okay.
but my question is, why do you need a high value man?
Oh no. No. I didn't state that. I understand that's your demographic and that's what you mainly discuss.
But you said, but the question you asked was, why am I meeting fake high value men?
Exactly, fake. That doesn't necessarily mean I want that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Respect, love.
Do you want to be married?
Yes.
Do you want children?
Yes.
How many?
2.
Do you want to have to work to pay substantial bills after you're pregnant?
Yes.
Yes. So after you have your first child, you want to go back to work after the 13 weeks or 12 weeks of FMLA?
Yes.
How much do infant child care?
About $2,000 to $3,000 a month.
Right. And you're all right with that?
Yes.
Great. What state do you live in?
I live in I live in Canada.
What part of Canada, though?
Ontario, province of Ontario and Toronto.
Oh, okay. Do you want to marry? Does it matter the race of the man you marry?
No.
All right. So, if you've had opportunities, ma'am, why can't you keep them or go through with them?
Well, my therapist and I have unveiled that, unraveled that, and it may be abandonment issues. Like I'm a runaway because as soon as things get too serious,
You have runaway syndrome, or you're a runaway?
No, runaway syndrome. Like I run away from relationships.
Well, then you're not going to have any of this.
Right.
So does it matter what these guys present? I mean, the question you asked was, what's wrong with men? And it doesn't really matter what's wrong with them. You got enough going on with you to, even if you found one that was worth a damn, you ain't going to stay.
Right.
So just have a good time. That's why I asked the question. Right. Women always start with things outside of themselves.
I agree.
All right. And sounds like you know this about yourself. So you're not dating to get married?
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Kevin! Okay, I'm not. Realistically, yeah, you're right. I couldn't be because I'm not projecting that. I'm not exercising that. and I don't obviously see that within myself.
You sound like this is an intellectual exercise for you, and it's really not. I asked you what you want, and then here's a better question. What would what do you want? You want respect, this and that. You can get a dog to get that. What do you want from a man?
I want a man who wants to build something together.
You want them 50-50 chicks. Okay, good luck with that.
50-50?
Yeah, I mean, meaning you want a partnership.
No, yes? I want his money.
You want his money.
Yeah.
To do
I
what?
want to build with his money.
And why?
And my money is the backup plan.
Hold on. You're not hot enough for that.
Oh.
I mean, honestly, you want his money. I wish you would go tell somebody with money that you want it. Are you that hot at 35?
Inside and out?
No, that's all that matters is outside first.
Okay, outside, yes.
No. Where would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
A 4.
And you think there's a hot 4?
Yes.
You think they're hot 4s, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Well, good for that. All right then. So, how long you been on the planet Earth?
Let's have a serious conversation.
I'm
here,
having
Kevin,
a serious conversation. I don't play on my show. So check that shit.
Right.
Where do you rank yourself? That's what I asked. You said a 4, and I said, are there hot 4s? You said yes. Who became unserious or obnoxious first?
Well, when you question about the planet, I don't, obviously.
Ma'am, there's no, okay, a
being.
4 on a scale of 1 to 10 is nowhere close to being any close to being hot.
Okay.
I mean, is that within, okay, if you made a 40 out of 100 on the test, would that be a superior grade?
No, obviously not.
So on the planet Earth, a 4 out of 10 is not superior, i.e. hot.
Okay.
So, all right. So,
all right.
If you want to, it sounds as though you don't know what men are. It sounds as though you have in your mind, you want a man to feel a need or a void. Because the question I'm trying to ask you or get to is, who are men and what do they want? But I'm not even getting the first line stuff from you.
Okay. Now, Kevin, my question to you is, what does the 4 mean to you?
What did you tell me what a 4 means to you because you used it?
I'm using your scale because I watch your show consistently.
Okay.
And I know, and also I'm going off of the fact that you said I'm not hot. So your
but I'm
measurement
asking
of
you,
hot
what would you rank yourself?
But this is your show.
But that's not what I asked. See, now we're getting to it. You see how disagreeable you've become?
Yeah.
In a short time, and I just asked you simple, straightforward questions that you say you've heard me ask. But look at how you're responding.
Right. Defensive.
Yeah. You're not hot enough for that. And I mean...
Okay.
I mean, seriously, man.
Yeah.
I don't think you really know who men are, what men want. There's a litany of issues here, and really, you need to go for quality of life. Go for happy life, because it sounds like you want to build with other people's money. Build what? What do you want to build?
Businesses.
Okay. Why aren't you doing that on your own salary?
I am.
Then why are you working for the federal government?
Because dreams cost money.
Yeah, but build your own dreams. Don't use a man's dreams. The nerve of you. See, a man, you're supposed to go get on his plan and go follow his dreams. But you want some sort of beta male, somebody you can just take their money. Thank you for being honest, and that's why I told you, you don't need a man. You need a dog and a fool. Sounds like it, but you don't need a man. Because a man's not going to accept, hey, you're 35 years old and you can rent yourself as a 4. Let me give you my money so you can go build businesses that you can't build on your own. Doesn't make a lot of sense, man.
But Kevin, sorry to interrupt, but Kevin, did you hear the latter part of my answer where I said, I want his money, but my money is the backup plan?
Who
Did you hear
cares?
that?
Yeah, I heard it. It doesn't make a difference. What does he want to do? Who leads, ma'am?
Of course the man does.
Not in a 50-50 partnership.
I don't want a 50-50
Well, hold on, ma'am.
partnership.
Okay,
Kevin.
when a man led and proposed to you, did you say yes or no?
I said yes.
And then
I
you
wouldn't
left.
embarrass
And then
him
you
in front of
left.
his friend.
And then you left. Then another man came to you and proposed, and you said yes, and then you left. Then you were with another man for 2 years, and then you left. Don't sound like anybody leads you. That's why I said quality of life, happiness. But men are not toys. They're sentient beings that have emotions, feelings, wants, and desires, and they don't want to be played with. And they don't want to just be walking wallets and things like that for your desires. They have their own. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So, it's the best I can give you. That's why I asked you. And hopefully this has been a little bit, if this is who you are in relationships, I don't know anybody that would find this appealing. Thank you for calling. Look, going to therapy is great. But once you've identified an issue, you have to own that issue. You can't say, I have these things, but I'm going to go out and act like I don't know these things. No. You're bipolar, take your lithium. You have issues, deal with those. And maybe, just maybe, you don't get the dream. Relationships take work. And some of you guys may not like the way I ask questions, but the bottom line is I know what I'm reading when I'm reading it. And far too many women are like that. Go back and rewind and see what her first question was. What's wrong with these men? That's what her first question was. I know what you said about these women. I know what you said about women my age, and I'm got the energy of a young woman. What's wrong with these men? That's what her basic first question was. The men ain't the problem. So, all right, guys, it's past midnight. I'm done. You know, shout out to the caller. And the sad part is too, so many women don't really hear truth straight up. You know, a lot of therapists use a lot of softening language and this and that. And what I speak to is just things that you know and I know are accurate. We just don't like to hear it. I'm like, if you want to have that kind of attitude, you better be hot enough to carry it. If a man were to talk, if you're an attractive woman and a man start talking, you look at a man who start talking you crazy, you be like, you ain't attractive enough to talk to me that way. You're not powerful enough. You're not influential enough to talk to me that way. Who gonna check me, boo? That's right. I don't know where some of you ladies get off thinking that men are just fools. Y'all should have learned by now, men aren't fools. You want to build on his money. Build what? Businesses. What? What's your own business? That's not your role. And this is why I said at the beginning of the broadcast, women who are 35 plus are women that a lot of folks think you older guys should be dealing with them. Who wants to deal with that? Who wants to deal with that? A hot 4. I know. A hot 4. Ain't that maybe a hot 16. That shit's in a rap or something. But anyway. All right, man. Well, you can't make this shit up. You know. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, man, we got a great weekend lined up. A lot of stuff going on. Your godfather's going to be out and about. Appreciate it. I'm also say something to the guys I had in the comment in the chat room, the call queue. Look, man, I'm not trying to argue with a lot of guys. If you're under a certain age, part of the conversation may have been past you, but I will ask the men. I've said it before and I say it again. Please, guys, I need you to at least put on a button up when you come on the show. You can't be on a ball cap, jerseys. I'm not going to sit on camera with teenager looking men. I'm just not going to do it. Not going to do it. And if that sounds like too much, fine, just don't call in. Not going to do it. Not going to be able to do it. But all right, guys, and we're getting up out of here. Let me go and check this thing again. I want to see Ike's song again. How many people want to see Ike's song? Ike's song, here we go.
I am the king and will not be.
Big guy, big guy, big guy, big guy.
King and will not be.
You feel sorry for her? Why? See, the thing, I have a question. Why do you feel sorry for women? You don't feel, but I never hear you women say you feel sorry for men. Mimi Valdez TV, I feel sorry for her. What about the 2 men who proposed to her? What about the other man that she dashed from? How about that? Never hear y'all saying y'all feel anything for men. Never hear that. It's always, oh, poor women. How about that? Don't hear that. But we're going to figure that one out in a minute. But until the next time, peace. We be gone. Get your hot young woman, man. They'll feel sorry for you. And it'll be so much nicer.
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right.
She's 23 years old. Oh, I feel sorry for you. 25, 27.
Cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say. With me ahead.
Hey, good week. Good week, good week, good week.
I follow. To the edge of it all. To the edge of it all. So tell you.
Shout out to the patrons of the channel for making this thing possible. Appreciate you guys. New Patreon content starting Tuesdays, starting Thursdays. We love to be evaluated by call into the show. That's the only way to get it free. If you want an evaluation, you can always do the thing I'm about to announce. Follow me on Instagram in the frat room. You see videos you will see behind the scenes. Up and up. When they're gone, they're gone. Go ahead and drop this down. Email your show ideas if you have them to info@bykevinsamuels.com or go to bykevinsamuels.com and go to scheduling and pick your time for your personal advice, corporate career planning, and a personal communication for your virtual consultation. That is where you get a chance to hear me give you my advice about what you need for basics of a classic masculine wardrobe or a classic feminine wardrobe. And the questions about evaluations and this and that, just book your one-on-one hour. I gotta say this, guys. Please stop inboxing me and managing me and emailing me, asking me for ratings and this and that. If you can't catch it on the show, that's a service you have to go and purchase. It's only